All right, good day, class. I welcome you to today's online class. Last week we treated ratio analysis, and we said that ratio analysis is a financial tool used by management to evaluate their performance, whether the business is doing well or not. And also, we say there are different categories or types of ratio analysis. We say one, we have profitability ratio. And we say profitability ratio is used to evaluate business activities to know whether the business is making profit or making losses. We look at liquidity ratios. We say liquidity ratios are used by lenders of funds, such as financial institutions, that is banks, to check whether a particular company or an individual will be able to repay back the loan as at when due. So the liquidity ratio is the state at which an organization is able to meet up with the short-term debt. We also look at investment ratio. We say investment ratio is a financial ratio that is used to evaluate business activities by potential investors and the existing investors in making investment decisions. So today we are going to continue with illustration 1 on the board. Here we have the statement of profit or loss, and here we have the statement of financial position here. Now we have two companies. We have John Limited, and at the same time we have Amos Limited. Now we are now asked to calculate, last week we stopped at quick or asset test ratio, but today we are going to continue from where we stopped. We are going to calculate asset turnover ratio. Now look at it now. Asset turnover ratio, the formula for asset turnover ratio is equals to sales all over asset, sales all over asset times 100%. Now when you're talking about sales is also known as revenue, while the asset you have here is regarded as total asset, which means the addition of the current and the fixed asset. Now coming to the first company, we have John Limited. Total sales of John Limited is 200,000. Then you bring down John Limited equals to the sales revenue is 200,000. Remember your general sign as an accountant. 200,000 divided by total asset comes down to the statement of financial position. You see the total asset is 140,000 naira. You bring down 140,000 naira multiplied by 100. Is that taken out? Multiplied by 100. Here we have this. So this divided by this, we have 20 all over 14, which will give us what? 10 all over 7, which at the same time it will give us, this here is 7 in 10 is 1. 1 remainder 3. That is 1 remainder 3. Add 0 to 3, we have 30. That is 4. Here we have times 4, we have 14%. Approximately, this divided by this times 100 will give us 14%. So the asset turnover ratio of John Limited is 14%. Then let's proceed to Amos Limited. Amos Limited, we have Amos Limited is equals to, what is the sales revenue of Amos? Is 150,000 naira. You bring down your 150,000 naira all over. What is the total asset? Total asset of Amos Limited is 100,000 naira. You bring down your 100,000 naira. 100,000 naira multiplied by 100. Therefore, 150,000 divided by 100,000 times 100, it will give us 15%. Now, looking at the two companies, looking at the John and Amos Limited, we have the return asset turnover for Amos is 14, while that of John is 14, that of Amos is 15. Then we can conclude that Amos Limited performs better than John Limited in the area of asset turnover ratio. Is that taken out, class? Now we now move to another aspect which is known as debtor collection period. We have debtor collection period, debtors collection period. debtor collection period. Now, what is the formula for debtors collection period? The formula is debtors divided by sales, debtors all over sales, multiplied by 365 days. Now remember, the collection period is the length of time that it will take an organization to collect or to receive the amount due from the debtors. That's why we are using 365 days, because in a year, in accounting year, we have 365 days. Now let's pick them one after the other. Let's pick John Limited. So John Limited, for John is equal to, what is the debtor of John? Looking at the statement of financial position, the debtor for John is 50,000 naira. We bring down 50,000 naira. All of our sales of John is 200,000 naira. 200,000 times 365 days to give us this. Now, this cancel this. We have 5 over 20, 5 over 20, 1 over 4, 1 over 4 times 100. Okay, 1 over 4 times 365. 2 here, 2 here, 1, 2 here, 8, 2 here, 2 here is 2 remainder 1. Okay, remainder 1. Then 2 here, 1, 2 here, 9, 2 here, 1. So we have 91 days. Now we have 91 days. Now, if you look at the debtor collection period of John is 91 days. Now let's now calculate for debt collection period of Amos Limited. Now at this point, we have Amos Limited. Amos. What is the debtor for Amos? Debtor is 10,000 naira. Remember your naira sign. 10,000 naira. All over sales of Amos, 150,000 naira. Bring down 150,000 naira times 365 days. Now let's check. This cancel this. We are left with 1 over 15 times 365 days. 5 here, 5 here. 5 here is 3. 5 in 30 is 5 in 35 is 7. Remainder 1. 5 here, 5 in 36 is 7. Remainder 1. Yes, 5 in 15, 3. 73. 3 here, 1. 3 here, 3. Remainder 1. 3 here is 4. So it's equals to 34 days. It's equals to 34 days. Now, looking at the debtor collection period, John Limited, the total number of days it takes Amos Limited to receive back the total amount of money from the debtor is 91 days, while that of Amos Limited is 31st day. Now, as an accountant, what is our conclusion? The conclusion here is that it takes a longer period for John Limited to collect the amount due from debtors when compared with Amos Limited. It means that it takes Amos Limited a very short period of time to collect the amount due from debtors. Therefore, we conclude that, alright, like what we say here, we say Amos Limited, based on debtor collection period, we say Amos Limited performs better than John Limited, because it takes Amos lesser periods or days to collect the card due from debtors than that of John Limited. Now let's look at the next one, which is what? Creditors collection period. Sorry, creditors payment period. Creditors payment period. Alright, we are going to be looking at creditors payment period. Creditor payment period is computed in order to determine the number of days that it takes a company to pay the suppliers of raw material, and the formula is creditor divided by credit sales. Creditors divided by credit purchase times 365 days. But in a situation where there is no purchase or credit purchase, apply or you can make use of cost of sales. I come again. The formula for creditors payment period is creditors or payable or creditor divided by credit purchase. But in a situation whereby credit purchase is not available, like in this question, and we don't have credit purchase, what we have is cost of sales. Then you can use cost of sales. Now, therefore, our formula will now be, we now have what? Creditor We now have creditors. Okay, let's bring the formula down. We have creditor all over credit purchase times 365 days. Now, we now look for, let's calculate for John Limited. For John Limited, our creditor for John Limited coming down to this place, the creditor for John Limited coming down to this place is 72,000 naira. 72,000 naira. You bring down your 72,000 naira. 72,000 naira all over credit purchase. But when you look at the question here, we don't have credit purchase. Then you make use of cost of sales. The cost of sales for John is 90,000 naira. We have 90,000 naira times 365 days. Therefore, we have this cancel, this cancel, this. We have 2 here. 2 is 72. 2 here is 3 remainder 36. 2 here 45. Yes. 3 here, 3 here, 1, 3 here, 2, 3 here is 1, and 3 here, 5. 3 here is 4, 3 here, 5, times 365 days. 5 here, 1, 5 here is 6, remainder 1, 5 here is 3. Therefore, 4 times 3 is 2, carry 1. This times this is 24, 25. So it takes them 200 and what? We have 252 days. 252 days. Now you now come to Amos Limited. Let's check for Amos Limited. The creditor for Amos Limited. The creditor for Amos Limited is 25,000 naira. 25,000 naira. All over credit purchase. We don't have credit purchase. What we have is cost of sales. Then you apply cost of sales to replace credit purchases. Now for Amos Limited, the credit purchases is, or the cost of sales is 70,000 naira multiplied by 365 days. Now this cancel, we have 25 all over 75 all over 70 times 365. We have 5 here is 1, remainder 2. 5 here is 4. 5 here is 6. 5 here is 7. 5 here is 7. 5 here is 7, remainder 1. 5 here is 3. Now we have, then we multiply what we have here. Looking at John Limited, the length of time it takes the John Limited to pay back the creditor is 292 days. While that of Amos is 130 days, then we can say Amos Limited performs better than John Limited because the company is able to pay its debt earlier than that of what John Limited. Now let's now look at another area of the ratio analysis that is very, very important and pivotal: return on capital employed. Now when you're talking about return on capital employed, return on capital employed is equals to net profit. It's equals to net profit all over capital employed. All over capital employed times 100%. So this is the formula for calculating return on capital employed. Now net profit divided by capital employed. Then how do you define capital employed? Where capital employed is equal to total asset minus total asset minus current liabilities. Now where capital employed equals to total asset minus current liabilities. So the formula for capital employed is net profit divided by capital employed times 100, where capital employed is equal to total asset minus current liability. Then let's pick John. We have John Limited equals to, what is the net profit of John? The net profit here for John is 28,000 naira. You bring down your 28,000 naira all over capital employed. How do you calculate your capital employed? Remember times 100. Capital employed is equal to total asset minus current liability. What total asset here? For John, total asset is 140. Total asset for John is 140. Why current liability for John is 80,000. Current liability for John is 80,000, which means that 72 plus 8,000 give us what? 80,000. Therefore, we now have divided by what? We have 140,000. 140,000 minus 80,000 naira. Then you bring down your 28,000 naira all over 140 minus 80. 140,000 minus 80,000 to give us 60,000 naira times what? 100. Then what do we have here? We have 14 all over 30. 14 all over 30. We have 7 all over 15 times 100. Then we have 70. We have 4 or 60 with that 10 all over 15. So we have we have 2 all over 3. 2 all over 3. So we have 4 remainder 10 all over 15. Here is 100. What do we have here? 15 in 100. That is 4 plus 5, 6. So we have 7. Here is what is equals to 47%. We have 47% here. Now 28 divided by 60 times 100, we have 47% for John. Now let's calculate for that of Amos. Limited. Amos Limited net profit is 35,000 naira. Is 35,000 naira. You bring down your 35,000 naira divided by what is the total asset for Amos? Total asset for Amos is 100. While current liability is 30. You now have what? 100,000 minus 30,000 naira times what? 100%. Is equals to, bring this one down. Bring your 35,000 down. Divided by 100,000 minus 30,000, we have 70,000 multiplied by 100. Therefore, 35,000 divided by 70,000 times 100 to give us, this one is 1, 2. So to give us 20%, because 70 divided by how many times can 35 go to 70 is 2. 2 times 100. 2 times 100, which will give us what? 20. That is 0.2 times 100 give us 20%. Now, looking at the two companies, it is now left for us to decide which company perform better in time of capital employed. Then we look at them one after the other and make our decision. Looking at the two companies, the return on capital employed for Amos is 20%, while that of John is 47%. Then we come to a logical conclusion that John Limited, having the highest return on capital employed, performs better than Amos Limited in terms of return on capital employed. So that is the decision concerning the capital employed. You can see that right from the one we have been calculating all this one, Amos has been performing better. But in this case, John said, no, I want to take over. John took over here and performed better in terms of return on capital employed than that of what? Amos Limited. Let's now move to another aspect of ratio analysis before calling it a day. Alright, we are going to be looking at the final aspect. So the rest will serve as an assignment to every one of you. And I expect you to submit on Friday. Now we have earning per share. Earning per share formula is equal to profit after tax. Earning per share is equal to profit after tax divided by number of ordinary share. Profit divided by number of ordinary share. So this is the formula for calculating earning per share. Now the earning per share is net profit after tax divided by number of ordinary shares. Now let's take the first company. The first company now is John Limited. We have John Limited. we have John Limited. All right, you are welcome back. Now for John Limited, what is the net profit after tax? The net profit after tax is 28k, 28,000 naira. You bring down your 28,000 naira all over number of ordinary shares. Number of ordinary shares, you come to the statement of financial position here. You come into the statement of financial position, you can see that we have 40,000 naira ordinary share of one naira each. It means that each company had 40,000 naira ordinary share of 1 naira each. That is, the price of each share in the company is 1 naira each. Therefore, the number of shares here is 40,000 shares. 40,000 shares. Here is not naira, it's shares. Right? You now say 28 divided by 40. 28 divided by 40, we have 2 here 20, 2 here 14, 2 here 7, 2 here 10. Is equal to 0.7 naira. Is equal to 0.7 naira per share. 0.7 naira per share. Now let's do for Amos Limited. Let's do for Mr. Amos. For Amos, the net profit of Amos is 35,000. Net profit of Amos is 35,000 naira. Then to bring down your 35,000 naira, 35,000 naira divided by number of ordinary shares. Remember, both companies having the same number of ordinary shares, 40,000 naira at 1 naira each. Then you bring down your 40,000 shares. Bring down your 40,000 shares. Now, this divided by this, we have is 0 point add this to this. We have 5 here. 5 here is 7. 5 here is 8. Add cannot go with 0 because we add to this 70. 6 times 6 64. 64 remainder 4. 4 add 48 is 5. So here is 0.65 per share. Here is 0.70 per share, while here is 0.65 per share. Now let's take decision before calling it a day. Now looking at the earning per share of both company. Now we see that John Limited pay higher return on investment, pay higher shares, pay higher profit per share than that of Amos Limited. Then since if you look at it, although they are close, 0.7 and 0.65, they are close, but we can say John Limited is having the highest earning per share. Therefore, John Limited performs stupendously and excellently than that of Amos Limited. And for God's son of the world, John Limited performed better than Amos in time of earning per share. This is going to be the end of the class for today. Your assignment is going to be put on Google Classroom. Remember, this is just a reflection class for USS3. You don't need notes. All you have to do is to go through it, digest it. So your assignment is going to be put on the Google Classroom. I love you all. God bless you. And I'm waiting for questions, recommendations, and any idea of yours. Thank you. Regards to your mom. Love you.